So I think most people listening have probably heard of the old real estate mantra, location, location, location. When it comes to storytelling, especially in the commercial context, I think the mantra that we should be drilling into our brains is audience, audience, audience. When I first started out in sales, I was 22 years old. I completely overlooked the importance of the audience. I wanted to talk about my product, my company, my team. I wanted to tell that story, my story, because I had a few dozen pages of collateral that modeled that story pretty well for me. And if I could do it again, I would tell myself that when making a presentation or a pitch, especially in a sales role or in a marketing, whatever it may be, you want to tell a story that puts your client or your investor or your manager at the center of it. I think very often salespeople tell stories that put themselves at the center of it, but that's pretty backwards. If you think all the way back to your mom reading you a bedtime story as a child, was the protagonist of those stories ever a mom? A kid wouldn't want to hear that. Kids want to hear a story where the protagonist is a child. You think about Where the Wild Things Are, The Giving Tree, James and the Giant Peach, Harry Potter. We have the desire to hear stories about ourselves, and that follows us from childhood all the way to adulthood. So, one of the things we're going to talk about later in the episode is the way that our brains allow us to live vicariously through stories. And the neuroscience is actually suggesting that this vicarious experience is much more profound than we ever realize. It's really a chemical experience. So next time you're making a presentation or a pitch, consider the fact that your audience does not want to vicariously experience your life. They want to vicariously experience the idealized version of their life. So they don't want to hear a story about how great you are or how great you are at what you do. They want to hear a story about how great they could be at what they do. So, when pitching or presenting, you want to position yourself, I think, as a character in the story that will help them get closer to their ideal. And again, we have an instinct when we're client facing to want to talk about our product, our company, our team, because that's our story. But you have to fight that instinct and instead figure out how you can fold your value add into the story of their goals and their business.